everyone, thank you for watching, and today's video is going to be a new hits and misses video. This is where I'm following up for my trying new makeup series that I typically post here on Fridays. So I just have a couple items I'm going to be reviewing today. Some Charlotte Tilbury, some Colourpop, Revlon, and then we also have some Ofra and Nikkietutorials to review. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I will have my first impression style video listed down below, but like I said, I always like to come back. A lot of times those videos are first impressions. You know, I'm trying things for like the second time, so I always like to come back to be able to give my full thoughts. I will say I did just get done filming this video. This should be the video prior to this one, which is an Ulta haul and try on video. I completely forgot that I woke up this morning with a swollen right eye. Just my right eye is swollen, and in that video I was trying on a few products, but I did my foundation and concealer ahead of time, and I completely concealed the fact that I had a very red eye, and I kind of just forgot about it. And it wasn't until I put my lashes on and then kind of really looked at myself at the end as I was taking photos, and I was like, why do my lashes look so different? But it's because this eye is so swollen. The eyelid, my actual eyelid is completely swollen, so my eyes just look different in general. So I was like, should I take my lashes off? Or, I mean, it's still going to be noticeable because my eyes are so swollen. So if you notice that my eyes are looking different, it's just because for some reason my right eye, I woke up with it swollen. I get like eye irritations from certain, you know, makeup products or glitters, skincare products, you know, things like that, but typically it's both of my eyes. So I'm not really sure why it happened with just one eye, but we're just gonna roll with it. I mean, the only other thing I could do would be not film, and I'm not gonna not film just because I have a swollen eye. I also have a breakout. Like, what can you do about it? Anyways, jumping into it. So first up in that video, I was trying out this new eyeshadow palette. This is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Stars in Your Eyes palette. Okay, here's a close-up of what the palette looks like. It's kind of hard to do on camera because of the kind of like mirrored palette there, but you have 12 different shades in here. You also do get the mirror. This palette is $75. That is a very, very expensive eyeshadow palette. This was sent to me in PR from Charlotte Tilbury, which like blew my mind away and away. That was very neat. So I was like very excited to try this palette out. Now I will say, in the first impression video, I actually don't love my eye look. Like, I wasn't totally blown away by my eye look in there. And that is the only eye look that I've done that I haven't been completely happy with. Everything else that I've tried out from this palette, and I now have tried every single shade on my eyes, I've liked all the other looks. I've done so much. The only shadow that I have an issue with is this very last one here, kind of that dark purple. I'm not the best working with darker mattes, dark purples, dark greens, you know, even a lot of times like darker browns. I'm not super skilled at them yet, and I don't have kind of like that patience and the abilities to blend and blend and blend until it looks beautiful. But out of this entire palette, that's the only shade that kind of gives me that issue. Everything else I've been really liking. The shimmers look really beautiful. I would say to wet your brush first. Some people will not want to buy a $75 palette and have to wet your brush, so I just wanted to let you know that. But I really like the shimmers. I like the way it's set up with the little trios in here. I like that. I like the variety of different shades. You know, it's definitely more of a neutral palette, and then you have some of these nice purples out here that you can work with if you want to. So for me, I'm really happy with it. I will say, I don't think that this is a palette for everybody, and I don't think it's one that you absolutely like must have in your collection. Go run out and grab this. But I want to speak to the people who enjoy high-end or luxury makeup. That's what you like to buy. That's what you like to have in your collection, and you want to know, is this palette worth it? I would say for you, and if that is your kind of makeup collection and your makeup style, I do think that you would really, really like this eyeshadow palette, because minus that one shade, I've had great luck with every single other shade in here, both mattes and shimmers, and I really do like it. If you are someone who gravitates more towards the drugstore, the affordable, that sort of thing, $75 on a palette is too crazy for you, I don't think that you're gonna miss this palette. So that's one thing that I wanted to say, because I remember as I was trying to put this review together, I was like, I don't know how to say that I really like this palette and I would recommend it, but it's not for everybody. And I'm like, well, who is it for? And to me, it's definitely for the people that's your style. You like that luxury, you like that high end. That's mostly what you have in your collection, and you don't mind putting your money there. That's what you prefer. I think this palette would be a good one for you. I hope that that makes sense. But I feel like as my time on YouTube and as I even like watch more channels, there's so many channels that I watch now that are like high-end and luxury focused, and their audience is so there for that. Like that's what they want to see because that's what they buy. That's what they, you know, choose to spend their money on, and that's great. Like I mean, I don't think anybody should ever get upset for, you know, the personal reasons people are spending their money. So that kind of really helped me out with that review because I got a little stuck there for a second, but I do like the palette. So next up I have some brow products here from Colourpop. So Colourpop recently came out with a brow kit, which you can buy, which is $20, or you can buy the brow products separately. So I've been trying out a few of them. So for the brow pencil for Colourpop, I do have one of them in my brows today. This is in the shade Dope Taupe. They also sent me the Champagne Blonde, which is not a great shade match for me. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of struggled being able to try out the Brow Boss pencil just because the shade match wasn't completely there for me, and I felt like I was having to really almost kind of like press hard because I was trying to get a little bit of a darker shade, and then I felt like I just like my brows weren't looking the best. I don't know. It was just a little bit more difficult for me to test out the pencil. But for the Dope Taupe pencil, the one that I've already owned, I've purchased this in the past and I've tried it. I think it's an okay pencil. It's not my absolute favorite brow pencil. It's just not as, I don't know, I just feel like when I use it, I don't get the brows that I'm like, you did a good job today, and I feel like I really have to like take my time and work on them. They're only, I believe these are $5 or $6, so I mean it's super affordable, which is fantastic, but especially if I'm thinking like affordable brow products, CoverGirl has a really good one, and I would recommend that one over the Colourpop. So the pencils just aren't my absolute favorite. Now they do also have the Brow Boss Gel, and then I was sent the shade Blonde. I actually do like this. This to me seems very comparable to the Gimme Brow from Benefit. So if you like the Gimme Brow but you are looking for a more affordable dupe for it, I do like the Brow Boss Gel. It gives like a little bit of shading to the brows and kind of helps make them look a little bit fuller at the same time, and also a little bit more groomed, which I appreciate. So I do like this one. And then actually this one is the brow color. It's like the brow pomade. I also got this one in Champagne Blonde, which I was worried again that it would be too light for me. This is actually what I used in the trying new makeup video, and I was a little unsure about it because I'm not a great brow pomade girl. I typically go with pencils, but this eye actually kind of like hurts now. I feel like from having it open for so long and like staring into a light, I can feel like my eyelid drooping even more and more. So if it looks like I'm struggling to keep my right eye open, I kind of am. But as soon as I get done, I'm taking my makeup off and it's gonna be all good. It's gonna be all good. But like I was saying, sorry, what I was saying is that I actually do like this one. If you are a big brow pomade person, that's like your preference, which I know it is for a lot of people, I do think the Colourpop one is really good. It's creamy without being like too much. Like it's not, I don't know if I want to say like slippery, but like it's creamy without being too much, but it's also not drying. It's easy to work through the brows. The only bad thing, I think you can buy the brow brush separately, but if you don't have like an angled brush, what I had to do was take my Benefit, the one that comes in the pot with Benefit, I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, but it has the one with the brush and then you uncap it and then the pomade's in there. I've been having to grab that one out to use, so it doesn't come with a brush, but again, it's also very affordable, and if you already have one, probably not a big deal. But honestly, I think I probably like this. No, I do. I like this more than the pencils from Colourpop, which is surprising because pencils are just kind of my preferred, but if I'm looking for a good pomade, this is what I would go with, but also the Brow Boss Gel. Those are my two favorites from the Colourpop brow line. So I also did try out one of the Colourpop pressed blushes in that video. This shade is in Glass Slipper. I really like the Colourpop pressed powders. I like the face powders, and I also do really like the eyeshadows. So this one is no different. This was just a new shade to me that I was trying out, and I really like it. It looks a little darker in the pan, but I thought that it looked really pretty on the cheeks. But I definitely would recommend the Colourpop pressed shadows for the face. So also in there, I tried a new highlighter. This is from Ofra, and this is a collaboration with Nikkietutorials. This is in Cloud 9. So this is what the highlight looks like. So it's a very pretty highlight. I like the new Ofra packaging. Definitely the highlighters are you know, kind of more on like the bulkier side, which might not be great for storage. But you know, if that's not something you worry about, then no big deal. But they teamed up with Nikkietutorials. Again, they do have Cloud 9, and then Space Baby, I think is the other one. So this is Cloud 9. So it's like a white highlight, but you definitely have this pink shift to it. If you can see when I kind of move my hand back and forth. I like this highlight. I think it's really pretty. I don't think it's going to be my, you know, most reached for, most preferred highlighter, because I prefer something a little bit more on like the traditional side, I guess maybe I would say, which is not my highlight today. This highlight was like the fail of my Ulta haul and try on video. If you guys caught that one, I'll have it linked down below. But I typically prefer, you know, just like the more traditional, like I like pinky highlights, like Pillow Talk from Ofra, I really enjoy. Or like a champagne highlight, even like a gold highlight, that kind of thing. But for the actual highlight versus just the shade, if you're just wondering how the highlight formula is, I think it's a really nice formula. I really like a lot of Ofra highlighters. Pillow Talk, Star Island is a new favorite one of mine. So I would definitely recommend their highlighters. And if this is a shade that you feel like you definitely need, you want to support Nikkietutorials and that sort of thing, you know, you definitely could go for it. I believe this is also available at Ulta Beauty now. Again, I like the packaging on these, a little bit bulkier, but I still like it. I like that you have the mirror on it also, so it's a good one for me. It's not going to be like an absolute favorite of mine, but I still like it, and it's fun to do something a little different sometimes. So I just have one more product to review. Hopefully this could be a shorter video, but I just have some lip products. Now these are from Revlon. These are the Super Lustrous lipsticks. In the video I tried out this one here, which is a Rise Up Rose. Now I'm not sure if these are like new products or they're just kind of like revamping them, but I got them sent to me in a Revlon PR box, so I thought that I would try them out in that video since I've never tried them before. So reading on the Ulta website, it says infused with silk and vitamins for a smooth conditioning color. It's supposed to have buildable color payoff, a gliding smooth application, and then these are available for $8.49. So for these, I like them. I don't think that they're going to be an absolute like favorite lip product of mine, but I don't mind them. I'll go ahead and swatch these. So this one here, like I said, is in Rise Up Rose, which I was wearing in the video, and they glide on, like they're really easy to glide on to the lips. They give the nice payoff, but I noticed that they fade like fairly quickly, and it's almost kind of like, it almost kind of reminds me a little bit of like the MAC Powder Kiss lipsticks that recently came out. They almost kind of do the same thing, where after like an hour or two of wear, it's almost like you get, like it's just starting to wear away, but the color is still there, but it just wears funny. I don't really know for sure the best way to describe it, but it just kind of wears funny on the lips, so I feel like I have to reapply a lot. These are a regular lipstick, you know, they're not a liquid lipstick or anything like that, so you can very easily reapply them. That other shade there is in Dare to Be Nude, which that's the other one. I was kind of going back and forth between the two as I was trying out the formula, but I think my main issue with this is that it doesn't seem to wear very well. These do both say matte on them, and they don't really look, to me, they don't ever get like super matte looking on my lips. Again, they're not like a liquid lipstick, they're not drying down, you will get transfer and things like that, but they still have a little bit of like a shine to them as I'm wearing them. But that also could be because I felt like as I was trying to test out the formula, I was reapplying a lot, so then it was like I was getting that shine back right away type thing. So I mean, if that's something that you really want, like a matte bullet lipstick, you're probably not going to get that from these, but I mean, it's a comfortable formula. I don't mind that at all, and I like these two shades. I think that they're really pretty. It's not going to be something that I reach for a ton, because I prefer a lipstick formula that's going to last a little bit longer than these ones, but they're still nice. And you know, for $8, $9, you know, I was looking at the Ulta website, I think the Revlon is like buy one get one half off right now. You know, for that price, I think it's good. You just have to be cognizant of having to need to reapply your lipstick. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's kind of what I think about the Revlon lipsticks. And then after that, that's going to do it for today's video on this hits and misses. Hopefully this was a little bit of a shorter one, but I hope that you enjoyed getting my thoughts on everything. I'd love to know what you thought in the comments down below. What items have you tried? What are you interested in trying? Let me know. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed today's video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.